What is your American dream?
I think I have more of a global dream. I like the vision in Star Trek where there are no more borders and boundaries, and like everybody is of Earth. I kind of think these boundaries that we have that separate us and that make us feel like we are different from our neighbors, there's a place for them, or there has been a place for them in the past, but I don't know that there's a place for them in the future. I think the vision that I see for the world is one where we are all treating the planet as our home. Like that's our home. These arbitrary borders that were often stolen, often like conquered in a really horrible way. That's not the thing that defines us. It's our humanity that defines us.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Groundhog Sam! I am one with the Force. Take that! Take that! I am your worst nightmare. I am Luke Skywalker. Take that! Oh, hello everybody! Happy Star Wars Day! Woohoo! May the Fourth be with you. Take that! Now is the time you have all been waiting for. It's time for Brad Show Live, starring Brad Bernstein with co-host Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias. Enjoy!
Hello, everybody. It is Wednesday, May 4th. We just learned it is Star Wars Day.
May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you. If you are a Star Wars fan, it is the day before Cinco de Mayo. If you're a fan of Cinco de Mayo, we will not be on the air tomorrow, so happy Cinco de Mayo.
Yes.
Are a few hours early.
Yes.
Right?
Enjoy.
Are you celebrating Cinco de Mayo?
Oh, I'll be flying to Kentucky.
Oh, I thought you were going to be like flying drunk. And I'll be flying after about 7-8 drinks on Cinco de Mayo, of course.
I haven't really celebrated Cinco de Mayo in a couple of years.
I have not either, but sometimes when I pass some places that they're celebrating, I used to just pop in.
Yeah.
I pop in. I'm like, yeah, I enjoyed the celebration.
Right.
Why not?
Yeah.
Right? All right, let's say hello to the squad. We got a late start here. Jessica Leamy, Joel, squad up. Kavar Harris is number 1 on YouTube. Nobody wins today.
Oh.
Kavar Harris, number 3.
Oh.
On Facebook,
Almost.
Squad up. It's Hump Day on Brad Show Live. Remember to like and share. Thank you very much, Kavar. He's going to get that. He's going to get it very soon.
He's going to get it.
Carol the Tiger, squad up. Jewel Delph, squad up. Therese Slater, how are you? And who else we got here? Lisa Bling Rose with lots of camels. She's Lisa Bling on Hump Day, always on time.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
I always notice she's on time on Wednesday. Dawn Harriet, squad up. How are you? And who else we got here? I think that's about Cordella Douglas. I haven't seen Cordella in a while.
Yeah.
How you feeling, Cordella?
Hey.
I hope everything's well with you. And as I said, Kavar Harris, number 1 on YouTube, number 3 on Facebook. If you are the first person to comment on YouTube and Facebook on our show, you get a Brad Show Live mug mailed directly to your home. Almost, Kavar. And the Top Cat Tigress 2 Carol, also known as Carol the Tiger, saying squad up, double fisting. Daryl Winnebaugh, squad up. And Yo-Yo, let's take it away. We got a lot to do.
Absolutely. All right, squad, you already know what time it is. Throw in all of your questions in the comments section because during social media check-in, I will be reading them to Brad and he is going to answer them. So throw them in right now. Now, also, please share this video to every and anybody, all right? We need everybody to know about this show. And the only way we can is through your hands. So share it to your friends, family, anybody, okay? Because we're about to start schmoozing with Brad, talking latest news, including a recent Refugees International report, which focuses on how Haitian migrants have been treated in Mexico by the United States. And today is Wednesday, so we're going to get our Hump Day stories on and find out what the squad's Sexy May 2022 horoscopes are.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And of
we
course,
wait for that.
Yeah, we love horoscopes.
we do like
right?
the horoscopes.
And I never believe in horoscopes unless it sounds right to me.
Yeah,
but,
right.
But I'm like, yeah, that sounds right to me. Yeah, I believe in it now. And of course, it's you can call Smart and Bernstein 1-800-529-5465. It's also the telephone number to call to get on Brad's show live. We have a bunch of open lines at the moment. Usually, in about 5-10 minutes from now, they're locked and loaded. So if you have your legal questions, you call right now. You're going to be able to speak to me live in about 20-25 minutes from now. Telephone number is 1-800-529-5465. International +1 212-227-8933. If I talk way too fast, that number is scrolling at the bottom of your screen for the entire show. And later in the show, talking about Cinco de Mayo, we are going to be celebrating Cinco de Mayo festivities a little early today on Cuatro de Mayo, I guess is today, with Yonathan and attendees of a holiday parade in Central Park. All right, you ready to schmooze?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So a new international report came out. It's very trifling, Jonathan, about how poorly Haitian migrants have been treated at the border. Everyone's treated pretty poorly, but this report is indicating, at least according to the newest Refugee International report published, that Haitians were treated a little worse than everybody else.
Wow.
Yeah. In 2019, and I'm going to read from the report very quickly, a couple sentences. In 2019 and 2020, the United States and Mexican governments responded to the migration of asylum seekers, and especially caravans, with practices and policies designed to block and deter with force. And this is when Pumpkin was president.
Yes.
When Haitians gathered in Del Rio, Texas in mid-September 2021, even as the U.S. Department of Homeland Security ramped up expulsion flights of Haitians to Haiti, officials of Mexico's National Migration Institute, that would be the equivalent of the Department of Homeland Security in Mexico, they rounded up Haitians who crossed back from Texas, and the INM also targeted Haitians for enforcement elsewhere along its northern border and bust and flew Haitians southward to countries south of Mexico. So as they were deported out of the United States, Mexico, in coordination with the United States of America, picked up these same migrants and bussed them all the way down to other southern countries. Now, the report focuses predominantly on what happened next in Mexico after the deportations, while also discussing the United States border and asylum policies and the United States treatment of Haitian asylum seekers in the wake of the well-documented incidents at Del Rio, Texas. If we saw those incidences just months ago with the Department of Homeland Security officers on horseback literally using leather whips to push people back who were crossing over the border from Mexico. Now, from the fall of 2021 through early 2022, Mexico implemented policy changes chaotically and in ways that just showed absolute disrespect for any human dignity for Haitian migrants. First, in October 2021, the government announced a complicated asylum registration process. Then in late November and December 21, the Mexican government reversed course. Rather than preventing Haitians who were seeking asylum from leaving Tapachula, Mexico, the INM, which is the Department of Homeland Security in Mexico, began promoting the movement of about 30,000 Haitians. Now, the report states that beyond its inhumane and haphazard execution, the policy gave little thought to the ability of Haitians to pursue their asylum claims or to integrate successfully in Mexico. Basically, Mexico was saying, once the Haitians got out of the United States, we throwing them out of Mexico too. Now, in December 21 and January 2022, the Biden administration used Title 42. That was the pandemic. I mean, it's a coordinated effort here between the United States and Mexico to treat people very badly. In December, now, so it's not just, by the way, Trump continued into Biden.
Right.
In December 21, January 22, the Biden administration used Title 42. That was the rule that says because we have a pandemic, we're not going to accept any asylum seekers on the southern border, to summarily expel all the Haitians at the border. Now, data collected by the International Organization for Migration shows that from January 21 to February 22, that 13-year month period, 25,765 people were expelled or deported to Haiti. Of those, the United States returned 79% of them, while the Bahamas, Cuba, Turks, and the Caicos Islands and other countries returned the rest. From September 2021, the IOM started collecting detailed data through February 22, and the U.S. returned about 2,300 Haitian children. Now, a chance at refugees' status in the United States was a much better bet for Haitians in the summer of 2021, when the United States stopped expelling everybody, than in late 2021 or early 22. There was that window over summer of 2021. Almost 20,000 Haitians crossed the U.S.-Mexican border in June, July, and August 21, and almost all got to stay. Then the policy changed back again. And rather than safely receiving and screening Haitian asylum seekers the administration knew were coming to the border, in September 2021, approximately 15,000 Haitians were put in a fenced area in a squalid Del Rio, Mexico, Texas encampment with inadequate access to food and medical care. It was right on the border of Mexico and Texas. And to clear the camp and deter future border crossings, expulsions to Haiti were ramped up without any access to even asking somebody if their life was in danger if they went back to Haiti, or screening anybody for asylum. They were subjected to poor treatment, these Haitian migrants, in miserable conditions. They were denied even the basic fair asylum hearing, or any asylum hearing. They were denied access to interpreters. They were denied access to lawyers, to legal aids. There is evidence that Haitian asylum seekers were singled out for disparate treatment, and nobody on the border got treated, according to this report, as badly as the Haitians in the last 2 to 3 years.
I hope this report actually urges Mexico and U.S. and UN to actually treat these Haitian migrants as refugees. And
hopefully this report shines a light on something, right, and somebody says, wait, what's going on is not fair. Sadly, the poorest people in the world, and if you are people of color, sadly, nobody seems to care.
Right.
Or not enough. Let me say this. I don't want to say nobody seems to care. Not enough people seem to care. That's the problem. And we talked yesterday also, so that's a sad situation.
It is.
And we also talked yesterday about the likelihood that Roe versus Wade, the landmark Supreme Court decision from 1972 that legalized abortion in the United States of America, is going to be overturned. Today's Democrat leaders, including President Biden, called on Congress to make new laws to codify the 1973 Roe versus Wade decision. Biden told reporters the idea that somehow there is no right to privacy. What happens if you have a state changing a law saying that children who are LGBTQ can't be in a classroom with other children?
Right.
That could happen. What is the next thing they're going to be attacked?
Right.
I'm quoting Biden, because this MAGA crowd is really the most extreme political organization that's existed in recent American history. Meanwhile, anti-abortion advocates, they're celebrating. The Craig DeRoche, the president and CEO of Family Policy Alliance, a pro-life lobbying group, said this is the moment the pro-life movement has been waiting for. Oklahoma Governor Kevin Kevin Stitt signed legislation yesterday that immediately implemented a Texas-style abortion ban. And he will go into a full abortion ban once Roe versus Wade is overturned. Washington Post, ABC News poll yesterday found that a majority of Americans support the Supreme Court upholding Roe versus Wade. I've seen polls as high as 70% of Americans support some form of abortion in the United States of America. So that's not good news if people go to the polls and this is a major issue that makes them decide who to vote for. Certainly puts the midterm elections up in turmoil. So we'll see what happens. And you know who the loser is? The women of America.
Women.
The women of America. You want to know something? I saw a great tweet. I forgot who tweeted it. Saw a great tweet. It said, today, Texas is making a law that is going to require all single men to get a vasectomy until such time as they are capable, mature, and economically solvent to raise a child. And then it went ... Can you imagine if this is what would happen to a man?
Yeah.
Because it's when you say when men make laws against men's bodies, there's a big difference between men making law against women's bodies.
Absolutely. I even thought, I was wondering what would have happened if men could get pregnant. Like, what if they would still have that same energy?
Yeah.
Like, honestly, if men could get pregnant, would they have that same energy? I don't think so.
What do you mean energy?
That same, like they would feel the same way.
Of course not.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, of course not. Because men are in charge. Okay, was it 90% of the legislatures are men? Okay, predominantly white men, and they're not responsible for the birth of a child. It's a woman's,
We talked about it yesterday.
Yeah.
You got to take in health reasons. You got to take in, rape. You have to take in not financially ready. You have to take in if they got the child scanned and found out that they're going to be born without, the organs that they need. There's so many reasons why women have their choice, and we should leave it to them. I just don't understand how we are talking about this today, trying to take away this choice. It's crazy.
All right. Meanwhile, moving to Russia and the Ukraine in Europe. There's a war going on there still. It's going to go on for a while.
Wasn't this supposed to be done like in a week?
Well, according to Russia, yeah, it was supposed to be done by May 9th, which is the celebration in Russia of their military victory over the Nazis in World War II. And many people believe that Putin is going to declare all-out war on the Ukraine on that day.
I feel like
but you want to know what? He can declare all he wants. I don't know what more Russia could be doing, short of what they're doing already. Today, the European Union is proposing a ban on all oil imports from Russia by the end of the year. As a result, Russian crude oil has been reduced, meaning that there's not as many buyers for the Russian oil. There has been some slack picked up by Asian countries, but their crude oil shipping has been reduced substantially. But in some form of dam, because the European Union has reduced their oil consumption from Russia and their natural resources consumption from Russia, prices of crude oil have gone up. So even though Russia is selling less oil, they're making much higher profits. So as a result of that, it has not done what people thought it would do to stop the Russian aggression against Ukraine. What has happened, though, is that Europeans and Americans are paying more in gas.
Yes.
Now, news of this new proposal increased crude oil by 4%. So you know who's smiling? Not that guy.
Putin?
Putin.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, he's making higher profits now. Because there's still countries buying it. Until the entire world decides not to buy oil from Russia. So Europe doesn't buy from us. We'll sell less oil. We'll make more per gallon.
Wow.
And John Doerr, he's a billionaire. He just gave the second largest gift to any university in history, $1.1 billion gift to Stanford University out in California to fund a school focused on climate change.
Huh.
The gift only ranks as number 2. Michael Bloomberg in 2018 donated $1.8 billion to Johns Hopkins University, and the gift establishes the Doers as leading funders of climate change research and scholarship, and will place Stanford as the center of public and private efforts to wean the world off of fossil fuels.
Okay.
He made his money from Slack, Google, and Amazon. He was an early investor
Wow.
in all 3 of those. He said in an interview, climate and sustainability is going to be the new computer science. This is what the young people want to work on with their lives for all of the right reasons. Now, one of the issues that is that skeptics are saying is $1.1 billion donation to a school. That's great. Stanford has billions of dollars already. They're charging $60,000 a year or $70,000 a year in tuition. They got a lot of money. By the time they get this school up and going, and before this school is able to do anything, could be a generation or more before this school can make a difference.
Wow.
It's not going to make a difference tomorrow
right.
or in a week or in a month. So David Callahan, the author of The Givers, Wealth, Power, and Philanthropy in a New Age, says, I don't see how giving $1 billion to a rich university is going to move the needle on this issue. It's nice that he's parting with his money, but that $1 billion could be better spent trying to move this up on the scale of public opinion. Until the public sees this as a top-tier issue, politicians are not going to act about climate change. And I think he has a point.
He does have a point. He does.
I think he has a point. Let's talk about what people don't understand about climate change. You want to get depressed?
Okay.
Who wants to get depressed? It's depressing when you read it.
It is.
A new study titled Marine Extinction Risk from Climate Warming found that if fossil fuel emissions continue at this pace, warming waters could trigger ocean species lost by the year 2300. That's in 80 years from now. That is on par with the 5 most mass extinctions in Earth's past, including the extinction of the dinosaurs. That's what we're looking at.
Wow.
According to a new study published in Nature on Thursday, over the next 50 years, climate change is going to drive thousands of viruses to jump from one species to another species. And researchers noted that the shuffling of viruses could increase the risk, or will increase the risk, that a virus is going to jump from an animal to a human, and another virus will jump from an animal to a human, and we don't know what those results will end up being.
Right.
A new report by the World Resources Institute shows that tropical regions lost 9.3 million acres of primary growth forest in 2021, despite pledges by 141 nations to stop it. And there's supposed to be a halt to deforestation by 2030. It's not happening. A heat wave has been pummeling India and Pakistan for weeks, and it is expected to intensify. The scorching weather is a reminder of what lies ahead in an era of climate change. And researchers have established that the collapse of 2 ice shelves on the Antarctic Peninsula over the last quarter century were most likely triggered by vast plumes of warm air from the Pacific. As the world continues to warm, such plumes are expected to become more intense and melt all the ice sheets, causing water to rise, causing people in low-lying areas to not be able to live there anymore. And it is all happening faster and faster and faster and faster year after year after year. And Stanford University's $1.1 billion school ain't going to stop
Ain't gonna stop that.
All right. We have some camels.
Let them out.
Let them out.
It's Hump Day. It's Hump Day. It's Hump Day.
It's Hump Day. All right. Yonathan, I saw this right before we got on air.
I
It's
heard you
absolutely
scream.
true. What?
I heard you scream.
Yeah, I said, what? I only read the headline as Jill was handing me the cards. And she's like, don't read it all. Just read the headline. So this is the headline. My penis fell off, but it regrew on my arm. A man lost his penis, Yonathan, due to a severe blood infection he has had an artificial member surgically attached to his nether region.
Look at it. Is it it's just so it's hanging off
It's
his
hanging
arm?
on his arm.
Oh my God. Oh.
6 years after it was designed by doctors, I feel like a real man again, says Malcolm McDonald. The mechanic who resided in Norfolk, England, was left mortified back in 2010 when his penis just dropped to the floor. Can you imagine that?
Oh my gosh, they put a cylinder in there?
How does a penis just drop to the floor? He had an infection. He had an infection that probably went untreated.
Oh. God.
Surgeons subsequently manufactured a new penis for the father of two using a skin flap on his left arm, and they planned to move the new penis down to his pubic area, but were forced to stop the operation due to a lack of oxygen in his blood. As a result, they left the penis that they grew on his arm.
Look at it hanging over.
Every time he raised his hand, somebody would say, "What a dick," and he'd say, "Yes, thank you, thank you very much.
It's mine.
It's mine. Thank you very much." You go, "Hey, what a dick! What a dick!" Yes, it is. Thanks. Now, McDonald's was left with the artificial penis poking out of his forearm, and a second surgery to move the manhood between his legs was delayed for 6. Can you imagine? You're walking around with a penis on your arm. What are we talking about here? All right? Do you understand what we're talking about? The man's walking around with a penis on his arm.
Yes, I do. I see it.
All right. So 6 years later, he finally got his penis removed from his arm.
6 years?
Yes. 6 years later, and he got it put back where it's supposed to be.
So he ain't have one for 6 years?
Yeah, he said in 2020, people ask me about it when they see me in the pub. And of course, people make jokes, but I get it. It's not every day you see a man with a penis on his arm.
Oh my God.
Of course, I see the funny side. I have no other option. They made a movie about him, Yonathan. You know what the movie's called?
What?
The Man with a Penis on His Arm. Of course, that's what they would. Of course, that's what they would call it. That's exactly what they called
crazy.
it. McDonald recalls helping an elderly lady retrieve an item from a top shelf in the supermarket, only to have his penis pop out from under his sleeve.
Oh
and
no!
she thought he was going to try to molest her.
Oh my gosh!
It's something to tell the grandchildren, isn't it? Can you imagine you swiping on Tinder and you see this guy?
No.
How does that even work?
Well, it shows in the diagram. It shows you that they put an ejection cylinder in it, so it works down there now.
Well, earlier this year, doctors finally performed a successful surgery, moving. By the way, his name is McDonald. What a name! His manhood penis from his forearm down to his pubic areas. Of course, this is in the UK. Where else would it be, right? The medics even installed 2 tubes to allow McDonald to inflate the penis with a hand pump in order to give him an erection. Good for him. Turns out that McDonald's artificial penis is better than the real one, he says.
Well, obviously, because why?
Yes, he decided he was going to make it bigger.
He added 2 more
inches. He added 2 inches. He now has a 6-inch McDonald.
So he
has a 6-inch banana. But if you're gonna like grow a new one,
go big.
Go for it. Go for a foot.
Go big.
I'd go for 12 inches.
Literally. 12 inches. That's kind of.
9 inches?
Yeah, that 12 is a little.
8 inches? What would
9
you do?
is good.
7?
6 is like, well, so that means it was only 4?
He was
before?
tiny. He was tiny. He was little McDonald.
Listen, as long as he's happy now, he is happy.
He's happy.
And I'm sure his partner's happy too. So congratulations.
All right, I'm glad he got his penis back where it's supposed to be.
Yes.
Meanwhile, on Saturday, staying in the UK, a member of the Parliament and British Prime Minister Boris Johnson's Conservative Party, Neil Parish, said he will resign after admitting he watched porn while on the floor of the House of Commons, which is like the Congress in the United States of America. Parish told the BBC the first time he viewed the explicit material, he was just an accident. He was searching online for farm vehicles. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you go from farm? Maybe you were searching online for like.
No.
I won't even go that far.
No. It was a lie.
All right. The second time he said, "Oh, that was deliberate." Now, this is not the first problem that Boris Johnson's government has been engulfed in. He's got some other scandals as well. Prime Minister Boris Johnson himself has been fined by police for breaching his own COVID rules. During the 2020 lockdown, they had a big party at Downing Street, if you remember. And last week, his party was accused of having a serious misogyny problem after one of his backbenchers, I don't know what a backbencher is, but it sounds dirty for.
Yeah.
Sounds very dirty for.
What is that?
What does a backbencher in the Parliament do? But it sounds very dirty for Hump Day. The backbencher anonymously claimed to a newspaper that Angela Rayner, deputy leader of the opposition party, distracted Johnson in the House of Commons by crossing and uncrossing her legs, similar to Sharon Stone in Basic Instinct.
Oh my gosh.
What does the backbencher do? It sounds very dirty to me, the back,
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
It's like when somebody says, "Who are you in the relationship?" I'm the backbencher.
The backbencher.
Right? Doesn't it sound like that?
I don't know.
The backbencher debates and votes on laws, according to Jill.
Yeah.
It's not dirty at all.
Yeah, a legislator who occupies no governmental office.
But of course, the UK, of course, makes it dirty.
Yeah.
Sound dirty. Very randy.
Yeah, I'll stick to it being randy.
Yeah. And this poor guy, Kyle Gordy, did you hear about him? He's the sperm donor.
Now, why is he a poor guy?
He's a poor guy.
Why?
He has 47 biological kids and counting, and he makes a living donating sperm to women who want to get pregnant. He's 30 years old. Let's see what he looks like. Would you want your child to look like this man? Let's see. No, not particularly.
And he's getting he has
47 kids now. But he says his sperm donation is turning off women. He says he doesn't have a problem donating the sperm. All the women want is sperm, but he can't find himself a date. He estimates 1,000 aspiring mothers have hit him up for semen, and he's been donating now for 8 or 9 years. He has 47 kids.
Oh my God.
But nobody wants to date this man. Do you think anybody in the squad would want to date him?
No.
That's him and one of his kids.
But my thing is, so do you guys feel like that's something that he has to tell?
Not at the beginning.
Or ever? I mean, he has no connection to these kids.
Well, if he's going to marry this woman, maybe.
He has no connection to them. It's just a bunch of women. And
I
saw something.
There he is in a picture with one of the kids, so obviously he has some connection.
That's probably because he wanted to. I don't know. And I heard that he was like, I don't know, is he giving it for free or something?
I thought he was making money on it. I mean, if I was...
I saw he's currently on a sperm donation tour around the world.
If I was... He's basically sounds like he's on a sex tour around the world. If I was his woman, I'd be like, how are you donating the sperm exactly?
Yeah.
What's going on? Of course nobody would trust him.
So he said he's been donating since he was 22 and now does it for free over social media. So you're just giving your sperm away for free? This is weird.
I think the whole thing is weird.
Yeah.
If you're spending time... I mean, this is basically it. You're a woman. You're like...
This is weird.
You're a woman. You say basically, all right, so you want me to date you, and you spend your time advertising on social media for you to go ejaculate into a cup and give it to a woman, and that's you want me to find that sexy?
Right.
Of course I don't want to date you.
I just couldn't even imagine having kids, like from me, biological kids around the world that I could not ever see or don't know.
I agree with
47? Could you imagine you have 47 kids just scattered around the world?
What about like if you're like a superstar, like, you know, like Drake or somebody, you know, wouldn't like, I would think like lots of women like, you know, like.
And look at him, he's like a
No, but I'm like,
normal?
what is like a guy like Drake do or something to make sure he doesn't get.
Oh, I actually saw he.
You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I'm sure he's no virgin, Drake.
What?
What does he do to make sure he doesn't impregnate 47 women?
What I heard.
Because there's a lot of women who would want Drake's kid.
Can I say it?
Yeah.
What I heard was that after he ejaculates into the condom, he puts hot sauce in it. And with the sperm, so like, because sometimes girls will take the condom and then, you know.
So he walks around with hot sauce?
That's what a story came out saying, that he puts hot sauce in the condoms. So the girl, if she puts that in there.
Does that kind of, by the way, does he take, that's got to sting unless he takes it off
after,
first. After,
because like when you throw it away in the trash, she could always just take it
out. That's crazy. Because
girls actually do that.
Yeah.
Like to celebrities.
Yeah, I mean, you're. That's hilarious. Meanwhile, all right, so you got Drake putting hot sauce, so you got this guy
just throwing it out
there.
You get a kid, you get a kid, you get a kid.
All right, we got our horoscopes, by the way.
Oh,
you ready?
Gosh. Okay.
All right. So May's bringing Mercury into retrograde, and the lucky planet Jupiter is going to move into confident Aries on Tuesday, May 10th. So if you're a Taurus, April 20th to May 20th, yo-yo. Work on staying calm and reducing drama in your life. Is that you?
I'm an Aries.
I always forget what you are. Okay, even if that means, but Taurus, no drama for Taurus. It means riding out your eclipse and enjoying self-care. Okay, but it says your moon is ending on a sweet note. According to this, it says there's a lot of sex for you at the end of the month for Taurus. Yeah. Gemini, your season begins this month, Gemini, and that means that you get to dress up and have a party. You're the birthday star, May 21st to June 20th, and you have full permission to have as much fun as possible, but still be safe.
Nice.
Cancer, June 21st to July 22nd. The mid-month lunar eclipse could bring out some anxiety.
Uh-oh.
Since crabs are ruled by the moon. Cancer's a crab?
Yes.
Okay. But if you can healthily channel your feelings into a creative project, then May looks to be a more sensual and productive month. Oh. Leo, July 23rd to August 22nd. If you must have any major relationship talks this month, Leo, get your point across fast.
Because it won't be easy.
But if you can accept that challenge and succeed, also listen to your partner, and it will bring much joy to you. Virgo, when it comes to sex and pleasure, May is a brilliant month for you Virgos. August 23rd to September 22nd.
Isn't that you?
No.
Oh, you're a Libra.
Yeah, so you should be able to navigate any retrograde issues with ease.
Oh, yeah, the
Libra.
29th, the 29th.
Mercury's in retrograde. Libra can improve talks and healthy communication. Then thanks to moves from Jupiter, the luckiest planet in the sky, your love life should bring you some hot sex.
Whoa.
Whoa, ho, 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 ho.
I know you like to hear that.
All right, I'm out of here. Thank you very much. Scorpio, May is fun month for you. Scorpio, encourage you to play with different looks. And by the time flirty Gemini season is full swing, you're only interested in taking care of the people you love.
Oh.
In Sagittarius, you may feel on edge during Mercury, so go heavy on self-care. Treat yourself to sex toys, beauty sleep, and long, hot baths. Capricorn, May kicks off with a theme of abundance, bringing opportunity and optimism to your professional life. And when Mercury goes retrograde mid-month, don't let any exes distract you.
Whoa.
Aquarius, May sees you spending time with friends. You want to go out and save the world, but remember to help keep yourself from becoming overwhelmed. Romantically, this month is major for you. And Pisces, early in the month, you may feel a bit moody. Pisces, as you try to figure out the best move regarding your love life. But while other signs deal with the drama of a mid-month eclipse, you are able to use the powerful energy to find answers to those questions through empathy, therapy, and understanding. All right.
All right.
Let's go to TikTok time in this edition of TikTok time. I answer questions about a U.S. citizen filing for multiple people, DACA renewal, unauthorized employment, and TPS. Let's watch. You can petition multiple people at the same time. You can petition your mom as well as your fiance on a K-1. Just more people means a higher income for an affidavit of support. And if you don't have that income, you may need a second affidavit of support. But otherwise, certainly file for your mom, file for your fiance. You can file for your dad, your brothers and sisters as well. You can file for them all. Good luck. If you're married to a U.S. citizen, you file your adjustment. You do not need to renew your DACA. Your adjustment makes you legal in the United States. You can get your work permit through your adjustment. You can get a travel document through your adjustment, and ultimately you'll get your green card. Good luck. If you're married to a United States citizen or you're being sponsored by your U.S. citizen son or daughter over 21, working illegally in the United States does not bar adjustment of status. Otherwise, you would have had to have maintained status, and if you worked illegally, it could be a problem. Good luck. If you're in the United States and you've been here since March of 2021, apply for TPS. If you're from Venezuela, you get a work permit and travel. Good luck. My mic is on. You ready for some dinner? Meat and potatoes, let's do it. Tony, you're on. How can I help you?
Yeah. Thank you, Brad, for taking my call.
Okay.
Yeah, I was temporarily out of status for maybe 8 months before I married my U.S. citizen wife. That was 2019. Mm-hmm. So we gone for our second interview, 2020, November. But since then, I haven't heard anything. And right now, I have a family emergency in South Africa. So I applied for advanced parole because I have work authorization since then. So I just got my advanced parole. So I'm traveling with my wife to South Africa for a family emergency for 3 weeks. So I just wanted to know whether it's okay because I was out of
100% okay. 3 weeks is fine. You have a pending adjustment. When you return, give me a call. Your case has been pending over a year, and we can try to force the government to make a decision. But go deal with your emergency first. You'll travel back, and then you can contact me.
Okay, so I can travel with my wife back?
100%.
No problem
No
because
problem.
of the
No problem.
because of the gap of status.
No problem.
Thank you so much,
right.
Brad, man.
Enjoy.
You're doing
Well,
a wonderful
I would say
job.
enjoy your trip, but it's a family emergency, so I hope everything works out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
I appreciate it.
Let's go to Carmela in Minneapolis.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you? Thank you for your answer my call.
My pleasure.
My name is Carmela, and I'm here with the United States over 4 years right now, and I came with diplomat visa. But my husband, he filed my green card, and I get 2 years green card. And we have 2 years son right now, but now he wanna divorce me, so I don't know what can I do for my...
Well, you have a 2-year green card and you have a child together, so there's a lot of evidence. Just that child alone is evidence of a bona fide marriage. I'm sorry your marriage isn't working out, but there's nobody who says that you have to stay in an unhappy marriage to keep your green card. If your husband divorces you, you'll file an I-751 based on a divorce with evidence that it was a bona fide marriage. And what better proof is than your child, and you'll get your 10-year green card whether you're married or divorced.
Oh, thank you.
You'll
Thank
be
you
good.
so
Hold
much.
on. You'll be good. Hold on. Let's go to Jada in Portland. Jada,
Hi,
how are you?
I'm doing good, and yourself?
Good.
All right. I am in the process of becoming a U.S. citizen. My now husband was put into expedited removal 5 years ago for working while he was here visiting. His 5-year bar will expire in August of this year. So I want to know, will he still need a waiver
Yes,
when I am filing for him?
You'll need 2 waivers. One waiver to return after removal and a second waiver for misrepresentation, entering the United States on a visitor's visa with the intent of working.
And what are the names of those waivers?
212 waiver for the expedited removal and an I-601 waiver for the misrepresentation.
Okay, so he will need them either way, even though his bar will expire.
Correct.
All right, thank you so much.
Let's go to Kimberly in Brooklyn. Kimberly. Kimberly in Brooklyn, how are you?
I'm okay. You?
Good. What's going on?
Calling in because I wanted to share a situation with you and find out what you think about it. My husband is a U.S. citizen, and we went to our interview, and during our interview, we asked the officer about my son, and he's under 12 years old, so the officer said there won't be a need for an interview for him, and whatever the results are, that's what he will also get. But then I'm seeing where there's a scheduled interview for my son. Should we
go on the interview?
Go to this interview?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we shouldn't try to call and
your son has an interview for his green card. Go for it, and he'll get his green card.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
No brainer.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Let's go to Ala in Brooklyn. Ala.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, thank you for putting my call. My I-765 was denied.
Yes.
Because I submitted it before I-485. Now I've submitted a new one. I want to find out how soon will they respond. Will I keep
Why do
the
you
queue,
file an I-765 if you have an I-751 pending? I don't understand.
No, I'm a VAWA. I have a VAWA pending.
Oh, I understand. And do you have an adjustment filed?
Yes, I submitted I-765 before the adjustment. So that was why they denied it.
Okay, so now you have a new you have an adjustment file with the I-765.
Yes, I just
and when was that? When was that done?
On Monday.
Oh, you're gonna wait 6 months, unfortunately. But,
okay,
but they have a new thing coming out in June to expedite work permits if you pay $2,500 to the government.
So I won't keep the queue for the first one?
No.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's go to Ocean in Jefferson, Maryland.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. So I'm in a position where I had an approved I-140 through, I'm a nurse, and I had an approved I-140 through an agency that I was going to work with. However, I decided not to go ahead with the agency and continue to go with the hospital that I'm currently working with.
Right.
So they filed for an H-1B visa for me. That petition has been approved.
Are you advanced level nurse?
A critical care nurse in the ICU.
Okay, fine. You are okay because generally nurses don't get H-1Bs unless they're advanced level. Okay, so yeah.
Okay, so even though that petition has been approved, I wouldn't get it if I go to that interview.
You have an I-140 approved by another company.
Yes. So
okay, my advice but you never worked for that company, right?
No, I didn't. I was going to go through that, but then
so you're going to need to file a new adjustment application with an I-140 from the new sponsor. It doesn't. You don't lose any time. Just do it the right way.
Right, but they filed an H-1B, which has been approved.
Okay, now they have to do an I-140 and an adjustment simultaneously.
Okay, but no, they're saying that I have a consular appointment to go for that interview, so I have to go back.
Don't go back. File an I-140 and an adjustment.
Oh,
you have an I-140 from an old employer. You have a new employer. You have a counselor interview with the old employer. You're not working for that old employer. If you go back, you're not getting a green card because they're not your sponsor anymore. You're working for employer number 2. Employer number 2 gives you an H-1B visa. Your employer who did the H-1B visa does an I-140 and an adjustment and files it.
Right. Okay.
Okay? And if they don't know what they're doing, tell them to call me. Hold on.
Okay.
All right. Let's go to Jesse in Madison, Wisconsin. Jesse.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Uncle Brad and yo. I'm wonderful, sir. You guys do a wonderful job. I have one question that I want to ask.
Sure.
What will happen to my work permit if my PD or the prosecutorial discretion is granted to reopen, terminate my removal order?
What do you have a work permit for right now?
I have a work permit with withholding of removal.
Okay.
And I'm trying to, and I did apply for a PD.
Right, I understand that.
So
why are you trying to reopen the case? For what purpose?
I want to adjust it.
Okay, so if you reopen your case for adjustment of status and you're eligible to adjust your status, you'll get a new work permit based on the adjustment.
But and I'm going to have a gap.
You don't have a gap because you have an order of withholding of removal until your case is reopened. You see a judge, you file a new adjustment.
And I'm trying to adjust through USCIS.
You don't adjust to USCIS. You have to file the adjustment with the immigration judge. You have to file an I-130 with USCIS. So that's where
I did that already.
You have to file an adjustment with the judge.
I did that already, and I got an approved I-130.
You have to file. It's like I repeat myself. You have to file the adjustment with the judge. You reopen the case. You're under withholding of removal until the case is reopened. When the case is reopened, you file an adjustment with the judge based on the approved I-130. As soon as you file the new adjustment, you get a new work permit. What's the problem?
Oh, because the problem now is there is a new thing with USCIS that you can seek the PD or the prosecutor to open or close your case. And this is kind of an automatic now.
Okay. So if they reopen your case and terminate it, which is what you're saying,
yes,
then you file an adjustment right with USCIS.
But what will happen to my work?
You are work authorized. You have a work permit.
Yes.
Okay, and you'll get a new one based on the adjustment. And the fact, if you're concerned, oh my God, there may be 3 days or 5 days or 10 days where I don't have a work permit or whatever the case may be, you're married to a U.S. citizen. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't overthink.
Okay, so I appreciate
You're overthinking.
You did good. No, because I was thinking about, and because now the work permit to adjustment of status, it might take maybe 6 months
You're
PD is granted.
You have a work permit. You're married to a U.S. citizen. You file for a new work. When you file for a new work permit on your withholding or removal, they don't hand it to you the next day. You get a receipt. It's pending 180 days. You show the receipt, and you're authorized to work still.
Okay, you did a good job, my friend. I appreciate you.
You understand everything? You're overthinking it. You're fine.
And yes, still I'm having some.
Have a consultation with me. Hold on. All right, have a consult. Thank you. Carlos in Mount Kisco. Carlos.
Hello, yes.
How are
Can you
you?
hear me? Good. I'm doing great. How are you?
Good.
So listen, I had my work permit and my, the card that comes with the permit of traveling.
Yep.
The combo card I had like 2 months ago. I've been in the country for like 14, 15 years. I have like 3 or 4 restaurants in the city.
Mm-hmm.
As you understand, I have invested my whole life in this country. My whole thing is here.
What is your question?
I've been reading things. I'm from Ecuador.
What is your question?
How risky is for me to travel and don't let me come back, these people? I mean, if they don't let me come back, my whole life will be ruined.
All right. You're basing this on marriage to a U.S. citizen?
It was a VAWA case.
A VAWA case. Okay. You have a criminal record?
No, I don't.
Have you ever lied to the government?
No, I haven't.
How long do you plan on staying out of the U.S.?
3 weeks tops.
You will be allowed back in. 100%.
Thank you very much.
All right. Let's go to Gary in Queens. Gary. Gary in Queens. Gary in Queens going once. Twice. All right, hold on, Gary in Queens. Let's go to Imram in Queens.
Hi, Mr. Brad.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Mr. Brad, I had an I-485 interview in 2021, July. And after the interview, they have sent me an RFP regarding I-130 that the bona fide marriage was not proved. I have submitted all the necessary documents. Until today, there is no update. I was trying to reach them out, but no response from them.
You're filed an I-130 for a bona fide marriage exemption so you could reopen your removal?
So you're telling me to file I-130 again?
I don't know. I'm asking you a question. You said
Yeah,
you filed an
I
I-130 for a bona fide marriage exemption. You usually do that when you're in removal. So I'm asking, are you in removal?
No.
Why? What is it that you're filing? Tell me again.
I had an I-485 interview last year.
Oh, an I-485. My apologies. Okay.
Yeah.
So your interview, when was your interview?
It was on July 23rd, probably.
2021.
Yeah.
All right. So most likely they didn't believe it was a real marriage between you and your spouse. Most likely. And you'll get scheduled for a Stokes interview sometime towards the end of the year.
They sent me then RFP, request for evidence, for my I-130.
Okay, so they don't believe it was a real marriage. And then you responded, and they still haven't heard anything. So they're probably going to schedule you for a Stokes.
Mr. Brad, there was another question because I had a deportation filed on my name because I got into U.S. in 2014, midsummer, most likely.
Didn't I just ask you if you were in removal? You said no?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I had a removal condition. I didn't understand what's that. Sorry about that.
I don't understand what you're saying to me now.
Yeah, I had a removal on my deportation. Like, the case was unclosed. And they said I have a deportation name on my file. So
then you can't adjust your status anyway because you got to reopen your deportation case.
Okay. So
hold on, you need help. Hold on. All right. You filed an adjustment. You're not eligible to adjust because you've been ordered deported. You got to reopen your case. Hold on. That's the answer. That's why you're having all these problems now. So they requested, because you were ordered removed, they requested for you to say, I need a bona fide marriage exemption. Because you filed an I-130 after your deportation, you got to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you're in a bona fide marriage. They'll approve the I-130. They're going to administratively close the I-485, and then you got to reopen your deportation case.
Got you.
Hold on.
I will try to
have a consultation. Hold on. Let's go back to George in Queens. George. George. George, two times George is playing with us. Prince in Washington.
Maybe Gary?
Maybe it was Gary. That's
Hi,
why.
Mr. Brad.
Okay, how are you? Prince.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Please, I have an issue here. I lost my green card here. I live in the shelter, and I lost my green card. But before I lost it, I already filed for my naturalization citizen.
Okay, so you're in a shelter. You lost your green card. You can file for your citizenship with a lost green card. You can do that.
I filed for the citizenship before I lost the green card.
What is your question, Prince?
My question is, my caseworker said I should, because I wanted to get another green card. He said I should wait for my citizenship.
I agree with that, because if you're in a shelter, why spend more money to get a green card? You're going to get your citizenship shortly. So I agree with your caseworker.
I should do it like that.
I agree with your caseworker.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you.
You're welcome. It was Gary, not George. My mistake. Gary.
Hey, Brad.
How are you?
I'm sorry,
My
I couldn't hear
apologies.
you.
I kept calling you George.
No worries. My bad. I couldn't hear you before. How you doing, sir? Yep. Okay. I have a quick question. I got approved U visa in January this year, and I have two questions. One is how safe is travel to if I want to go to my home country? The number two is, can I apply for green card? I know there's a three year.
If you have a U visa, you have U visa status. You don't have a U visa. So
no, I have it.
You have an actual visa.
Yeah, I have actual U visa was granted to me. In January 2022.
Where did you get the U visa granted to you?
I live in New York.
Where did you get it granted to you?
From Vermont.
You do not have a U visa granted to you. You have U visa status granted to you. The status of somebody being in a U visa. You do not have a visa at all. If you leave the United States,
okay. Are you talking about actual visa? No, actually, I was granted a status, whatever it's called, a U-918 was approved. That's what I have.
You have U visa status.
Yeah.
The status of somebody who entered the United States on a U visa. That is not a U visa. That is status of someone on a U visa. In order to cross a border, you need a visa, not the status paper, an actual visa in your passport. So you would need, if you leave the United States, you need to go to a U.S. embassy, whatever country you're in, and apply for a U visa. There's delays getting into the embassy depending on where you're going, and I can't guarantee you that they would give you a U visa. My opinion is stay exactly where you are. Wait the 3 years, file your adjustment, get an advance parole, and then travel.
Oh, okay. So that was my question because I have is there any possibility I can apply before 3 years or no? No. Okay. All right. So is it safe upon completion 3 years I can get a advance parole and then I can travel? That would not.
That would be no problem.
Right. That would be no problem. Thank you so much, Brad.
All right. Good luck.
All right.
All right. And by the way, if you didn't get your immigration questions asked and answered, you can always follow me on Instagram at Real Brad Bernstein. You can drop me a DM. I'll try to answer your immigration questions as best as I can. You can also follow us at Brad Show Live. You can't handle an hour and 45 minutes of us now. It's no longer 2 hours. It's an hour and 45 minutes of Brad and Yo-Yo, but you can handle 30 seconds. Watch us on Instagram at Brad Show Live. Of course, you can also follow us on TikTok at our fastest growing social media platform. Leave me a question in the comments section, and you may get a personalized video right to you answering your immigration question for the entire world to see.
Absolutely, and you guys can follow me at Yonathan Elias TV on Instagram.
And later in the show, we will be celebrating tomorrow's Cinco de Mayo holiday at a parade Yonathan attended in Central Park commemorating Cinco de Mayo.
Yep. That was fun. All right, squad, we've been talking about the leaked Supreme Court draft opinion that shows the majority of justices have voted to overturn Roe versus Wade, which for the last 50 years has guaranteed abortion rights and reproductive health care to women on a federal and constitutional level. Now, in this VIP outtake, we speak to attendees of the New York City 2021 Reproductive Rights March, who told us why it was so important to be marching and fighting for access to reproductive health care for all women.
This is ridiculous that we're even having to fight this right now. So we're here to send a message to everybody in the United States that this needs to stop. Until we acknowledge that it's all connected by the same thread, that it is all in benefit of like one particular group and in benefit of capitalism and like keeping people down, until we like really acknowledge that and start to break it apart, like nothing's gonna change.
Nothing will change, right. And I actually have had an abortion, best decision of my life. You know, I was lucky enough that it was safe, it was accessible, it was not a problem.
You know, like, you have to support other people in your life. You know, you have, like, I have my partner, I have my mother, I have my sisters, and, like, they all have rights, and, like, we shouldn't be the stand alibi as people are taking them away from them. So I'm just here to support.
All the responsibility should not just be on the woman at all. This is unacceptable. It takes two people to create a fetus, to create a baby.
Oh, I'm here with my family. I'm here with my niece who's 7 months old. I'm here because I myself had 2 abortions, and because I had access to that, I'm here to talk about it. And I'm here because I was not ready for many reasons, health reasons, financial reasons, and I'm now living what I believe is where my best life right now, and I could not have had that if I did not have access to abortion.
All right, Yonathan has been scouring the social media questions, issues, and problems of the day. Let's do it. He had his glasses on and everything.
All right, Spice Beffy, a Facebook VIP member. When will over 21-year-old children be able to adjust their status here in the U.S. instead of going back to the consulate after their parents file for them?
When they're in status or the law changes?
Jasmine Campbell on YouTube. My husband filed for my kids, and they're having an interview next week. Their older sister is taking them to the interview. Is this okay?
Yes.
Emogene Brown on YouTube. My husband got his 10-year green card 2 months ago, but he was convicted with a misdemeanor. Can he travel?
Did they know about the misdemeanor? If they knew about it, they gave him the green card or he got a waiver? Absolutely.
Song Salami on YouTube. I received 2 different EAD cards, one with an advanced parole on it, and the other is just an EAD. Do I return one back to them or call them to let them know?
No, just hold on to both.
Femi Enioloronda on Facebook. I'm on VAWA. I received my travel document, but I've not heard anything yet or received my work permit or green card. What can I do?
He's on VAWA. He hasn't heard anything yet.
Yeah, received the travel documents, but have not heard anything or received the work permit or green card.
Well, you should have got the travel document and the work permit together, so I would call and see what happened with the work permit.
Brian Abdul on Facebook. I'm a U.S. citizen parent sponsoring an adult unmarried child. The case is at the NVC. Priority date is October 2018, but long before green card interviews. Embassy in Trinidad. Oh, how long before green card interviews, the embassy in Trinidad?
They're backed up like Jamaica, but not as bad, but months and months and months and months and months.
Sammy Nordy on Facebook. If I've been in the U.S. for 5 years on a visa, but want to stay after that, what do I need to do?
File for an extension or a change of status or figure out how to get a green card.
Okay.
How's that for an answer?
Okay.
Yeah.
Daryl Winnabaugh on YouTube. My spouse made less than the minimum to sponsor me the year when COVID was just at its peak, but the remaining years was above the required amount. Does she still need a joint sponsor? If so, what if the joint sponsor is her aunt living in the same house? Is it a joint sponsor or a family member?
Use the aunt living in the same house, and you would do an I-864A. It's somebody from the same residence. So the affidavits of support go by homes, not by individuals. So everybody in the home puts their money together, whoever's living in that house.
Mekades Gabramedam on YouTube. After 5 years, I applied for asylum. On Friday, when I checked my case status online, my status changed to an interview. So how long does it take to get the notice?
Weeks, months, you'll have to see.
Kenton Peters on YouTube. What forms to file for a spouse of an LPR that is here in the U.S. to adjust her status?
Well, if your spouse is in legal status, you would file an adjustment. If they're not in legal status, they should be 245I, or they cannot adjust their status until you become a citizen.
Augustine on YouTube. 2 weeks after my interview, USCIS asked for a certificate of non-existence from my country back home because in my visa I put I was married, but I wasn't. What does certificate of non-existence mean, and do I still have to file the I-601 after the RFE?
It sounds like, do you exist? Were you ever married before? It's not a certificate of non-existence. It's a certificate of no barriers to marriage, showing that there is no marriage on record. And then you would need a 601 because you made a misrepresentation, said you were married when you were not.
Corey25 on YouTube. Can I adjust my status if I came here legally? My mom filed for asylum while I was underage but was denied. Now I'm married to a U.S. citizen, so can I adjust my status?
Of course.
And Gold Spoon Up. Can asylum seeker get married to a U.S. citizen?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
All
That's
right.
it.
So tomorrow is Cinco de Mayo, May 5th. And the holiday is celebrated in parts of Mexico and the United States and commemorates Mexico's victory over the French during the Battle of Puebla in 1862 over the French forces of Napoleon. The battle also played a role in the American Civil War. When Napoleon was defeated, he left North America and the Confederacy wasn't able to use the French as an ally to win the war.
I learned that. I learned that at this place.
Very interesting. Imagine if that didn't happen.
Right.
According to Irene Vasquez, Department Chair of Chicano and Chicana Studies at the University of New Mexico, the holiday is a day when Mexican people can celebrate their history, heritage, and culture with peoples of all different ethnicities. And we're about to do just that by going to celebrate with Yonathan and attendees of a Cinco de Mayo event we went to in New York Central Park just a few years ago. Let's watch.
What's up, Brad Squad? It's your boy Yonathan Elias here at the Cinco de Mayo parade in New York City. Cinco de Mayo is an annual celebration that commemorates the difficult victory over the French Empire at the Battle of Puebla, May 5th, 1862. So the reason why it was so difficult was because the Mexican soldiers only had 4,000 versus the French army of 8,000. That's not inspiration. I don't know what is. Another interesting fact, a lot of people mistaken Cinco de Mayo for the Mexican Independence Day. It's not that. That's actually September 16th, all right? So I'm letting you know that. I'm teaching y'all. We're gonna go around, talk to some people, see what Cinco de Mayo means to them, and we got a lot of culture to show you. You're gonna wanna see this. Let's go.
We're at the Cinco de Mayo parade and we're enjoying all the rich culture over here.
We're here to appreciate the culture. I think it's very important to kind of participate. A lot of people are like, how can I appreciate the culture, and they want to like wear sombreros, but it's also important to kind of observe how they appreciate their own culture.
I'm here from Irvine, California, originally from Oakland, just traveling here with our friends and kind of getting to know the New York culture.
Now, where are you from?
Mexico.
Hey, so what does Cinco de Mayo mean to you?
Well, personally, I think this is just beautiful. Seeing the Mexican community bringing their background to the city and sort of like doing this mixture of things, you know? They got the U.S. flag besides the Mexican flag, so I think it's just beautiful to see.
I love the diversity of New York City, and I have many Mexican friends. I have been to Mexico many, many times, and I love their culture. And being Turkish, in all honesty, I do feel very close to the Latin American culture, and Mexico, I think, is one of the beautiful countries in terms of culture and people, even the colorful. Look at how colorful, it's beautiful. It is.
Cinco de Mayo means, I guess, for everybody, Mexicans for independence.
The Battle of Puebla, right?
Yes, exactly.
It actually is the Battle of Puebla, and it's the independence from the French.
So you celebrate Cinco de Mayo?
Yeah, because my partner is Mexican.
I'm not Mexican, so for my friends, I'm there to support them when they celebrate. I'm there to also inform other people that it's not actually Mexican Independence Day.
Oh, she knows!
Mexican Independence Day is September 16th.
Woo! Okay, all right.
Okay, my family's Dominican, but I know that it's a day very special to the Mexican culture. I know I believe a day that they won a war, and I'm not sure.
Yes, you know that it's not the Mexican Independence Day.
No, I know that.
There you go. So what do you want the people out there to know about Cinco de Mayo?
Cinco de Mayo, it's not Drinko de Mayo.
Enjoy it, but don't get too drunk. And if you do get really drunk, the cure is pozole, which is a traditional Mexican stew made with hominy, and it will cure the hangover.
Woo! I think I need that.
For the folks that are American and want to participate, check yourself and realize what is a holiday, why are you actually celebrating? Like, if you want to drink today, just say you want to drink, but you don't need to attribute it to a holiday.
No.
I'm so sick of the people wearing sombreros and fake mustaches.
Yeah.
The Cinco de Drinko.
It's like a day to take pride in your culture, and even if you're not Mexican, I think it's like a very important day to just recognize other cultures as well.
Like right now, we're seeing a bunch of different dances and inspirations from different states of Mexico. Like right now, we have Jalisco. We have a different split here, and I used to dance the Jalisco dances with like the.
Let me see some moves. Hey! Okay.
Come and appreciate it, watch the parade, and observe and see how they celebrate.
You have a message out there for the dreamers.
Try, never give up.
It's better to come into the country legally, but these young people were forced to come by their parents and so forth. They need help, as much help as they can get.
Stay strong, stay relevant, and be very efficient with your time, because that's really what matters.
The dreamers just keep strong. I know it's very hard in like today's political climate to, you know, have hope in the future, but I believe that like with the right determination, with the right hope, you can make it.
I think more than ever, this is the moment to keep on demanding your rights. I think this is crucial. This is the time when we need to stand up and we need to back them. We need to be there for them.
Be happy, unapologetically Mexican.
Where are you from?
I'm from Turkey. I used to live in New York, and then I moved back 5 years ago back to my country.
I lived here in the United States over 32 years.
Nice.
Yes, this is my home right there.
Awesome.
Personally, my family has been here for 25 plus years.
My partner came to the United States legally with a green card. He got it from his teacher back when he was only about 18 years old.
Originally, I'm from Orange County, California.
Oh, my family lives there in Anaheim Hills.
I'm actually Black, Vietnamese, and Spanish from Spain.
Do you feel like you lived the American dream?
I lived my dream, so I was lucky.
My American dream is for the U.S. government to finally accept that the U.S. nation, the American nation, is a nation full of other nations. You've got Latinos here, of course, you've got all the roots from African Americans, you've got Muslim people, Arab people in here.
Do you feel like you're living the American dream since you live here now?
Oh yes, also definitely. I was when I was younger. I always like to come to the United States to live my life to the United States.
My American dream, I've achieved it already. I'm retired for 18 years.
Nice.
So, and I get a pension and Social Security. So I got my.
Woo! I like that.
American dream is to kind of survive in the black and brown body, right? So whether you're Mexican, whether you're black, a lot of people are gonna look at you because you're black and brown. And it's just a matter of saying like, hey, like I'm in this body. I didn't choose to be in this body, but I'm still great regardless.
My American dream is honestly to get my parents a home.
My American dream is just happiness. The American dream is what you make of it. There is no one American dream. It's whatever you make of it.
All right, well, there you have it, Rad Squad. I hope that you guys enjoyed this amazing segment. I hope that y'all also learned a lot more about Cinco de Mayo than you probably did before. I know I did, and I had so much fun. You guys, until next time.
Oh, that looked like fun.
That was fun. And then you saw how we learned information.
I did learn that. I thought Cinco de Mayo was Mexican Independence Day.
I'm from California, where I grew up with a whole Mexican neighborhood next to me, and I thought that it was the Independence Day.
I didn't know that. So
did
you
not
learned
know
something
that.
new.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 10 immigration questions, 50 seconds. Let's do it.
Oh, we have to do this one. We have to.
Yes. You always have to do it.
I know, but this is like a special.
All right, let's do it. You ready?
All right. Can I have 2 cases with USCIS that change of status in AOS?
No.
Can asylum seeker marry a U.S. citizen before their asylum is proven?
Yes.
If children are petitioned by a U.S. citizen stepmother, do they automatically become citizens?
No.
Can 2 stepchildren be petitioned using one I-130 application?
No.
After finishing filing of out NVC request, how long to get an interview?
Could be months or over a year, depending on the embassy.
If you came to the U.S. by air in 2022 and weren't given a landing stamp, is there an issue?
No.
My asylum has been pending since 2017. Should I sue USCIS?
Think about it.
If I overstayed my OPT and continue working, can I still file I-485?
Yes.
Can you travel to Canada if your green card is expiring in 5 months?
Yes.
Can I apply for a visitor's visa if my green card expires while living in my native country?
Yes.
Woo!
There you go.
That was it. That was it.
That was smooth.
That was smooth.
We left with 4 seconds to go.
Yeah, that was pretty smooth.
Yeah.
I felt good.
By the way, the adjustment, I assume you married for a U.S. citizen.
Right. I see that.
Yeah. All right, we did it.
I heard them clapping over there too, outside. Yeah.
That was very good, Yo-Yo.
I felt great about that.
We were in sync.
Yeah, we were. I felt it.
We were in Cinco de Mayo there.
Cinco de Mayo.
That's what we were.
In Cinco de Mayo. I like that.
All right. By the way, just a quick programming note before we get to comments of the day. Yonathan and I and the entire crew are going on vacation. But we're going to be back on 2 weeks.
Yes.
It's our last show for 2 weeks.
That was the reason why I had to make sure that we killed that one.
So we're sorry about that. We'll miss everybody, but we'll be back. All right.
Yes.
Comments of the day.
All right, our first comment of the day. Lisa Bling Rose over here working. She's saying, squad up. If you missed the show on Facebook and YouTube, don't worry. You can get updates on TikTok. Uncle Brad don't put his eggs in one basket. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, she's our social media manager.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. All right, our second comment of the day. Burrell Holt Carroll saying, okay, I'm waiting on that. Let the woman make the laws about what happens with a man's body. Yeah.
That's right.
What would happen?
That's right.
Can you imagine if...
women start saying you got to get a vasectomy until you're mature enough and have the financial ability to raise a child.
Listen, I wouldn't want that, but just it's the same way I wouldn't want, us to be able to tell women what to do with their body. And our last comment of the day. Share saying, good night, squad. Thanks for your help always. With your help, I was able to file my docs with no RFEs so far. You are amazing.
Oh, that's amazing.
Wow. That was Share.
Oh, Share.
Yeah.
Oh, we love Share.
We love Share.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Congratulations. All right, that's it for the day.
That's it for today.
All right, thank you all. We're going to be back in 2 weeks. Enjoy your time away from us. We'll miss you. I'm sure you'll miss us. And we'll have a huge reunion in 2 weeks. Thanks for watching. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but Brad, I have to do everything around here.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And visit us now at our Connecticut office, 221 Main Street, Suite 501, Hartford, Connecticut. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAWLINK, 1-800-529-5465.
doing?